Well, as Davos 2017 is starting to wind down, let's talk to the one and only Sunil Mittal to get a sense from him as to how he thinks the overall atmospherics were. Every year, Sunil, we play this guessing game. Ki bhi atmospherics kya tha? India story kaisi thi? What's your sense?
Well, the world is going through a lot of difficulty at the moment, at least perceived difficulty. What will happen in the US? How will China respond? What's the role of Russia in the whole world order? Brexit, France coming up, Italy referendum. Amongst this, general sense of concern all around, India kind of, again, lifts and shines. India is okay, there's no problem. Demonetization is behind them. They've been able to manage it despite being a big action. They've been able to manage it very well. So whoever you talk to, wherever you go, India is kind of standing apart in a good place.
But would it be wrong to say that there is a certain amount of, not indifference is a strong word and a negative word, but India is not that much on everyone's attention, which may be a good thing. It's not on everyone's attention because there's so much trouble happening elsewhere.
Yeah, that's something. People are quite focused on a lot of other internal issues. Europe, for example, is in a lot of concern. People are putting a question mark. Yesterday, this morning, Bank of America chairman said, I'm concerned about Europe. So people are really kind of scrambling to figure out US, Europe, alliances, treaties, will they stay, will they not stay. But it doesn't mean they're not focused on India. If you look at the FDI going into India, that's an all-time high and continues to be so. People are wanting to invest in India. I've met half a dozen people here, serious big investors, who are wanting my sense of what's happening in India. But when I ask back, they believe that India is a great place to invest. So I would say, if on the back of FDI, if the Indian industry starts to invest again, the Indian entrepreneurs, Indian businessmen, I think we could accelerate our growth.
So one more India-related question. You continue to hear the same message from investors or others you talk to that, look, a lot is being done, but in terms of policy, continuity, ease of doing business, the assurance that the rules of the game will not suddenly change. There's still work to be done in India.
Yeah, I think on that even the Prime Minister believes that ease of doing business in India is not something where he's satisfied with.
And also policy flip-flops, which are a cause of concern. You come in and invest and suddenly the rules change, something happens.
Not too much has happened. Of course, we always talk about the famous Vodafone case or Nokia factory shut down in a handful of cases. I mean, there's been no country. I am in 17 countries. Gosh, there are such big issues. We look at Nigeria, MTN got a fine of $5 billion. So I don't think so. India is in a bad place. These one or two things keep on bothering. But generally, if you ask people, things are better than before. But should India do a lot more to make things easy? The answer is always yes. We are still frustrated. We want ease of doing business in India. And thankfully, the government is focused. They look at the ranking. They are telling everybody to go digital, file company formation in one day, closure in one day, wholly owned subsidiaries to be easy tracked for merger. Things are happening. I feel it.
Okay, other than India, here at Davos, Davos 2017 is to be remembered. Will it be for the great Chinese leap forward? The fact that she came out here, made a speech that people are still talking about 2 days later?
Yeah, I think that's been a big deal. And China has, the president came for the first time here. He chose the right moment. This was the time for China to take center stage when everybody is talking about anti-globalization. And it was quite strange for me to see that the Chinese president comes and talks about globalization, open up, don't go for protectionism. China was not the hero in this area. And suddenly they've taken the center stage and pontificating now to everybody to open up. I'm happy because I'm a supporter of globalization. And yes, I think China...
But very interesting to see China, the climate change. Suddenly China has come out today as the great shining white knight, which is interesting about Davos 2007.
Very interesting, and you have to give credit to China. They thought through it very well. If you look at the speech, I mean, he's actually taken big positions on areas where the world was concerned, will China support or not, climate change, globalization, protectionism. Once he's taken that position, I hope they'll follow it up in China back home to open up.
Well, one of the elephants in the room, obviously, is what's going to happen now with Donald Trump taking over. What have you been hearing in all those closed-door meetings that you attend and the big experts sitting and talking? Are they expecting the worst or saying that it's not going to be that bad?
I don't know. I've seen a massive turnaround in the businessmen. Almost everybody I used to meet during the course of the run-up to the election were absolutely anti-Trump. And in room full of CEOs now, all you hear is, what a great deal. Stock prices are up, people are bullish, they believe tax rates are going to go down. Complete U-turn in the minds of businessmen. That really surprised me to some extent.
Well, let's see how that particular thing pans out. Sumittal, thank you so much for joining us.